Hi, I'm Kayla, the booktube turtle, and today I'm doing the book addiction tag. So I saw this tag done by Dark Root Creations. I will link that video in the description, and I decided that I wanted to do it. So this tag is basically, how addicted to books are you? So the first question is, what is the longest amount of time you can comfortably go without picking up a book? So this is kind of a complicated answer for me because I can go like an entire week without reading a published book, or like the 5 days of the work week, I guess, because I read books for a living. I edit books for authors, I coach authors through the process of writing their book, so a lot of times during the week I don't read published books like for fun because I've been reading all day, and when I'm done with work for the day, the last thing I want to do is read some more. I want to, you know, watch Netflix or just do something that's not reading because I've been reading all day. Sometimes I do read them through the week, but I can go several days without reading one. The second question is, how many books do you carry on your person at any one time, physical or device? So, I mean, I always have my phone on me, so I kind of have like unlimited access to books. I have the Kindle app on my phone. I have a library app on my phone that lets me borrow ebooks from the library. I have Scribed on my phone, which is like unlimited ebooks and audiobooks. So there's just, I always have books with me. And if you don't know what Scribed is, I will link a video in the description that I did on that. As far as physical books, I don't actually tend to take physical books places with me unless I know I'm gonna be somewhere for a while and I'm going to need something to do. But I also just don't go places very often because I work from home and I'm here a lot. And if I'm going somewhere, it's like for a purpose, or like I'm going to like hang out with friends and stuff, so like I'm not gonna take a bunch of books with me, like physical books anyway. The third question is, do you keep every book you buy / receive, or are you happy to pass them on to make space for more? So I'm actually pretty selective about the books that I actually buy because I don't have a ton of space. I have this bookshelf and I have an even smaller bookshelf in my closet. So I don't have tons and tons of space for books. Actually recently redid this shelf and like put a bunch of books behind the books because the bookshelf is pretty deep. So like, I don't know if you can see this. For example, I have like the first 3 books of the Mortal Instruments, but the other books in that series are behind those 3 books, just to make more space. But I typically buy books when I know that I'm going to read it again, or something like that. Or I get some like really good deal, like, I talked about this a little bit on Instagram a little while back, but I got a really good deal on thrift books where it was like, if you buy a book that's over $5, you get a book for free. So that was cool, and I got like 6 books for the price of 1. But yeah, but I do have books that I do plan to get rid of at some point when I figure out how to get rid of them. Just like things that I don't feel like I need anymore, or books from college classes. Question 4 is, how long would you spend in a bookshop on a standard visit? I've mentioned this before, but there aren't really like bookstores anywhere near me, so I don't even remember the last time I was in a bookstore. But I do go to the library a lot, so we'll kind of be like, how long do I spend in the library? And probably like 20 minutes is a average amount for me. I usually go with a particular book in mind that I'm going to get, and I usually spend some time browsing, looking around, picking up anything that catches my eye, and I usually come out with more than the 1 book I went to go get, but I try to cap myself at 3, where I'm just like, we're only getting 3 books, no more than 3 books, because we will not read them in time before they have to go back. So yeah. Question 5 is how much time per day do you actually spend reading? It depends on the day. If it's a work day for me, I might only be spending like, well, I mean, I could be spending 0 time reading like a published book. But if I'm just reading like casually at night before I go to bed or something, it could be like an hour to 2 hours. On the weekends, I read a lot more, and it could be like several hours because I'm just kind of reading throughout the day. Where does the task picking up a book appear on your daily to-do list? During the week, it's kind of an extra thing if I feel like it, so it's low of the list. The weekends, I usually have a book in mind that I am like, we're reading this weekend. Like, I just recently read The Queen of Nothing, the 3rd book in the Folk of the Air trilogy, and I pretty much read the whole thing on a Saturday. I was like, we're reading this book today, it's happening, and then I just sat there and read the whole thing. So how many books do you reckon you own in total, including ebooks? I don't know. I was gonna count how many physical books I had before I did this video, but I did not. So I don't know how many books I have, but if we're counting ebooks, like, it's gotta be a lot. Like, I have a ton of ebooks that I got for free back when I did BookBub. Like, I don't know. A lot. Approximately how often do you bring up books in conversation? Frequently. I talk about my job, which involves books. I like to talk about the books I read, even if the people I'm talking to about it are just like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, my family, or I used to especially talk to my brother a lot about books and stuff, and he would just like not pay attention to me, but I would still talk about it anyway. Is there a book you had to get your hands on against all odds? Searched a bookstore, online digging, stalked an author, etc. Oh my god. Okay, so a few years ago, when Christine from Paul and Bananas Books, her first book was coming out, and she was just like, there's gonna be ARC copies at YALLFest this year in Charleston. And I was just like, this is the year that I'm going to YALLFest. And because I just really wanted to get an ARC of that book. Because I'd been following her like video series of like her process throughout writing the book, so I felt very connected, and I was like, I want this book now. So my family and my friend and I went to Charleston, and then my friend and I went to YALLFest, and I did in fact get a book. And that was a day. I have a whole vlog for that YALLFesting experience. I will link part 1 in the description if you want to check it out. Question 11 is there a book you struggled to finish because you refused to DNF it? I don't know, because I'm usually pretty good at knowing what I like, and so I won't tend to pick up something if I think it's not gonna be for me. And then I've also gotten into the habit lately of just like actually DNFing books if I get to a certain page number, depending on the genre, and I still don't feel like I'm in the story enough that I want to continue. I've just been DNFing because I'm just like, I don't have time for this. I don't know why I'm looking on this shelf like I'm gonna find something I DNF'd, because like this is the shelf of books that I love. So I don't know. What are 3 of your main goals for 2022? Read 50 books, complete the reading challenge that I talked about in my goal video, which I will link in the cards in the description if you want to check that out, of my reading and writing related goals for the year. What's the 3rd one? I want to get more involved on Book Talk. I guess that counts, right? Question 13, have you ever had the privilege of converting someone into a reader by inspiration or your incessant nagging, etc.? Not that I know of. I've gotten people to like read a particular book before. One of the most exciting things ever, my brother doesn't really read, like ever, but he read my book Beyond the Gates when it came out and like really enjoyed it, and that made me really happy. And the final question is, describe what books mean to you in 5 words. Oh, I'm not good at stuff like this. Escape, obsession, because I get very obsessed with things, happiness, community, because I feel like booktube and bookstagram and book talk and all of that is very tied into my reading experiences. How many words have I said so far? I don't know. We're gonna leave it off of that. I'm bad at this, I'm sorry. Okay, so that was the book addiction tag. If you want to do this tag, feel free to do it. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.